There hasn't been a new asset class since the bond market in 1693. Well, now there's a new asset class, and it is the digital asset space. The question is, are you participating? Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning. Happy Friday to you. Video number 2. Listen, I had to cover this. This is absolutely outstanding news. Absolutely outstanding news. I mean, listen, I don't know if you guys had heard, but Robert Kiyosaki has always been, as of late, have been saying, gold, because he's a big gold and silver guy, gold, silver, and Bitcoin, right? So that's great for a lot of people. Tons and tons of people follow Robert Kiyosaki. They offer Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But to get this guy here, hedge fund pioneer, to echo the similar thoughts and to, in essence, say, this is BTC. Obviously, that means the entire market. Obviously, that means the entire market. But to say BTC, use it as a hedge, is absolutely outstanding. Unlike Jim Rickards, who says BTC is going to zero. So isn't that interesting to note? But in any case, guys, listen, this is your XRP Ripple daily news in 0 to 10 minutes. Let's do this. Hedge fund pioneer turns bullish on Bitcoin amid unprecedented monetary inflation. Paul Tudor Jones II, a pioneer of the modern hedge fund industry, is ready to bet on Bitcoin's price as an inflation hedge. Jones Tudor BVI Global Fund, Jones's Tudor BVI Global Fund, managed by Tudor Investment Group, has been authorized to hold as much as a low single-digit percentage exposure of its assets in Bitcoin futures, according to a note sent to investors this month. The firm manages $38 billion, of which $22 billion is in the flagship BVI fund. Bloomberg News reported the disclosure earlier Thursday. Okay, isn't that interesting? So it is not clear from the letter whether Tudor's fund has begun buying futures, what kind, physically delivered or cash settled, on which exchange it would do so, or whether it plans to also trade the underlying commodity. Reached by CoinDesk, a spokesperson for Tudor had no immediate comment. So Bloomberg originally reported it. CoinDesk is now reporting it. So they tried to reach out for a comment, and they were like, yeah, no, thank you. But in either case, if Bloomberg put it out there, yeah, so there's a sense of some credibility there, right? So Jones was one of the first well-known hedge fund managers, having started Tudor Investment Corporation in 1980 at the age of 25. He made a name and a substantial return for himself by correctly calling the 1987 crash and then shorting Japanese equities a couple of years later, just before that market collapsed. He has since become an elder statesman of sorts for the hedge fund world, and his philanthropic endeavor, the Robin Hood Foundation, boasts finance titans and celebrities on its board. Bitcoin remains Jones of gold in the 1970s. Bitcoin reminds Jones of gold in the 1970s, according to the letter. Through the early 1970s, gold experienced an acute rally from $35 per ounce in 1971 to a peak of $180 in 1974. Unprecedented central bank monetary policy amid the beer code crisis is a primary reason for Jones's interest in Bitcoin. what he referred to as the ongoing great monetary inflation. Wow. Left him a market veteran speechless. It's an unprecedented expansion of every form of money, unlike anything the developed world has ever seen, Jones wrote to his clients. Jones's statement comes amid a new all-time high in CME Bitcoin futures open interest, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which nearly reached 400 million on Wednesday, according to Skew. Bitcoin also rallied nearly 10% on Thursday. It did indeed, climbing from 9,000 to just below 9,900 at the time of publication. And actually, I'm told it actually hit 10,000. I did not see it, but I was told that it did hit 10K. A low single-digit percentage of the Tudor BVI fund's asset will be equivalent to nearly all open interest in CME Bitcoin futures contracts at the time of this publication. So it's a low single digit is the equivalent to the 400 million already in the Bitcoin futures on the CME. Wow. Amid much discussion on monetary policy in this letter, Jones inserted a subjective ranking of certain assets by their ability to store value. Based on a poll of his research group, with 100 as the maximum and best score, Jones's team ranked Bitcoin at 43, the worst score relative to gold, cash, and financial assets. So financial assets got a 71, fiat cash got a 54, gold got a 62, and Bitcoin got a 43. Interesting. What was surprising to me was not that Bitcoin came in last, but that it scored as high as it did, he wrote. Its score as a proportion of the other categories was higher than the cryptocurrency's market cap as a proportion of the others. Something appears wrong here, and my guess is it is the price of Bitcoin. Writing to clients, Jones said, "I am not a hard money nor a crypto nut. I'm not a hard money nor a crypto nut." But Jones sees the most compelling argument for investing in Bitcoin as the coming digitization of currency everywhere. The coming of digitization of currency everywhere, accelerated by the bear code. That, my friends, is an outstanding right up there. Is this the letter itself? I think this is the letter. So it looks like the letter here is actually, it says May 2020 BVI letter by macro. BVI letter macro. So I'm guessing that this is actually the letter. I didn't expect to see that. But in either case, that is absolutely outstanding news. Uploaded by CoinDesk, yeah. So this looks like this is in fact the letter. Let me see something here. I don't want to sign up for anything. So there it is there. Script, I've never heard of exclusive 30-day trial. No, I don't want that. So I'll just do this for now. But guys, I mean, think about that. That is absolutely outstanding news for the digital asset space, right? Because we all know when they say Bitcoin, they did that, you know, like Bitcoin's the front runner, has the brand recognition. But that is a point to the entire digital asset space, because we all know they may enter the door through Bitcoin, but they will funnel to the other digital assets without question. You know, Bitcoin gets them in the door, gets them exploring blockchain, gets them exploring other digital assets on live coin watch. livecoinwatch.com. Again, livecoinwatch.com, the place to go, right? And you'll learn about the other digital assets there as well. So that is absolutely, you want to talk about bullish news? That is bullish news. And I am certain that Cryptopolis is going to be all over this. I am sure he's going to be all over this, right? Brad Garlinghouse, I'm sure they'll have a discussion about it as well. But let me go over another interesting article that I use this as a title in another video, but I did not cover the article. And this is on Bloomberg. And this is a great video here. I'm not going to show it because I think I might get a violation of some trademark violation or something. So the title of this article, this is from Bloomberg. It says the ECB insists it must go beyond normal tools. And the IMF says, buckle up. Let's go through this article. Again, I mentioned it briefly, but I did not go over the article in one of my previous videos. So European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde says she has no choice but to go beyond conventional policies to combat the beer coal crisis. In remarks delivered 2 days after a German court ruled that the institution's bond buying program may be illegal. Speaking in an online panel with International Monetary Fund Chief Kristalina Georgieva, a position she previously held, Lagarde said current circumstances are exceptional. We have to take all possible measures and policies to weather the shock, Lagarde said in a webinar organized by Bloomberg. We have the most unprecedented economic crisis in peacetime. Unprecedented, again, guys. Again, and I love that last quote from accelerated. The digital, that was a great way to put it. Paul Tudor Jones, smart guy. The digitization of all currencies is accelerated. So he understands that's where we're going. It's going to start. The digitization of currencies is the thing. It's going to happen, but accelerated by the beer cold is quite another thing. Georgieva backed the view that policymakers must throw everything they've got at the recession. Maybe something along the lines of a short-term liquidity line. Maybe something along the lines of an ESDR. The message has to be, everybody buckle up. We are on the road less traveled, she said. The best we can do in a situation like this is to learn together, cooperate as much as possible, and those that are stronger do more so that they are weaker can ride on measures taken elsewhere. The lockdown is the critical factor driving the plummet in global output. In the weeks and months ahead, this is from the Bloomberg Economist, easing of stringent controls will be key in enabling the beginning of a recovery. Central banks have been at the forefront of supporting their economies in the face of the pandemic, which has shuttered businesses and put millions of people out of work. Oh my goodness, the things they'll do for the global reset, the things that they'll put together and put in place to usher in a new quantum financial system and a new world order. Absolutely amazing. The IMF predicted last month that the great lockdown recession could lead to a global contraction of 3% this year and warned that the subsequent recovery could be at risk if the virus persists or returns. Georgieva praised the efforts of central bankers such as Lagarde, saying their actions make government's efforts affordable. We do have plenty of liquidity and interest rates are likely to remain very, very low, she said. We can handle this increase in debt for some time. Germany's top court cast a shadow over the ECB's effort on Tuesday, though, ruling that a $2.7 trillion euro asset purchase program is potentially unconstitutional. Judges issued a 3-month ultimatum for the ECB to justify its actions or risk seeing the Bundesbank be barred from participating. Wow. The Bundesbank. While a newer 750 billion euro pandemic purchase plan isn't covered by that ruling, critics are already setting their sight on taking it to court as well. Wow, that's just not, it's some kind of infighting going on here. That's not good. Lithuanian Governor Vitas Vasilakis said on Thursday that the ruling was first and foremost an internal German matter that doesn't set a precedent for the emergency program. Speaking earlier Thursday, Vice President Louis de Guindos said the ECB is more determined than ever to support the 19-nation economy and signaled policymakers were ready to further expand monetary stimulus. After the economy shrank nearly 4% in the first quarter, output in the current period could decline at 2 or 3 times that pace, he said. Asked about the ruling, Lagarde declined to give us a specific view, but said her central bank is undeterred in its mission to revive euro area inflation and, by extension, the economy, in line with this mandate. We are a European institution with confidence in the euro area, she added, adding the ECB was accountable to European Parliament and remained under jurisdiction of the European Court of Justice. Interesting times, guys. That is some interesting stuff. We're going to look to see what beyond normal tools is the ECB and the IMF, if you will, looking to implement, looking to put into place, guys. Definitely keep your XRP radar antennas up, pointing in the right direction, because things are going to get really, really interesting. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this video like I do all my videos and remind you of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.